It's a pleasure and a privilege to read from Stan Lee's The Devil's Quintet, The Armageddon Code by Bonansinga, my collaboration with the late great Stan Lee. Here we go. Chapter 1. Over yonder at the edge of nothing. 1. The C-5 Galaxy aircraft pitches and bumps over the jagged air currents above the vast, desolate surface of the Black Sea. The cabin smells of body odor and burning circuits as the leader of a small group of passengers braces himself against the jump seat, checking the luminous dial of his tactical chronograph. It's now pushing 10 p.m. Moscow Standard Time. Yeah, close enough for government work, the senior operative thinks as he surveys the dead gray slipstream outside the portholes. As far as the night sky is concerned, he could be anywhere. On a business trip over the Pacific, approaching Hawaii for a long vacation. Hell, the aircraft could be flying over the little hardscrabble hamlet where he grew up. But his true destination, known only to the other 4 members of his team, a pair of pilots, and a couple of suits in the Defense Intelligence Agency, is a territory in the Tartarus Mountains between Armenia and Azerbaijan that currently holds the distinction of being the most dangerous place in the world. Yeah, over yonder at the edge of nothing. The senior operative would muse silently about the territory. He has a million of these colorful cornpone expressions that he picked up back in his childhood birthplace of Ducktown, Texas. A quackin' good place. The man remembers the town sign assuring passersby back in the day. A lean and weathered former jock clad in desert camo and body armor, the senior operative is somewhere in his 4th decade, his jarhead buzz cut just starting to streak with gray. Each and every deep line and crease around his icy blue eyes has been earned the hard way. In the field of battle, under fire, against the clock, balancing life and death on a high-tension wire. Many years earlier, back at Langley, the codename Spur had been conferred upon him during specialist training camp. In those days, intelligence operatives didn't have a choice in the selection of their code names. But once in a while, the instructors chose handles apropos of a certain subject's skill set. The senior operative had a knack for motivating others, as in, "Put the spurs to her, Paul." The truth is, though, over the years, the code name became the bane of his existence, an embarrassment. But that's how code names work. They stick to you like a blemish that will never fade. The man known as Spur feels the center of gravity shifting in the cabin as the aircraft banks over the craggy cliffs of the Balkan coastline. They begin to descend through an invisible chute of Georgian airspace, a sense of levitation tugging at the man's guns. Military transports approach Camp HS Sherman near the northern border at a tremendous velocity for planes of this size. Much faster than commercial airlines, due to the constant reports of anti-aircraft guns along the Gehenna Highway. Spur gnashes his teeth as the monstrous airship slams through the thickening atmosphere, pitching and yawing in the darkness. The voice next to him sounds all warbly, as though coming through a tissue of water. "Racking up the air miles, eh, Spur? Got my eyes on that Samsonite luggage." The wisecracks emanate from the whip-smart Latina sitting across the cabin, also decked out in camo and battle rattle, her raven black mane tucked under her headset. Her codename Pinup is an old-school reference to her traffic-stopping beauty. The moniker had been given to her when the SEAL team recruited her out of the 2nd Brigade Combat Team, 4th Infantry, 358th Police Battalion. She had been a nurse in the 358th and had gotten hit on more times than a punch bag at Gold's Gym. In civilian life, she'd been a working actress in L.A., had shot some national spots, done a few soap operas, but nothing of note. Now she uses her striking good looks and chameleon-like acting skills to get into places off limits to the rougher-hewn operatives. In the intelligence services, code names can be jokey, they can be profane, or they can be cryptic. But on many levels, they are the coin of the realm in this shadowy world of black ops and government wet work, like private passwords for obscure computer applications. In fact, over the years, it's been unclear whether the code name grows on the person or the person grows into the code name. There's no denying the fact that the code names among Spur's team have taken on a certain psychological resonance for each operative. "Just do me a favor and stay frosty, Pin," Spur says. And then he surveys the length of the cabin. "That goes for all y'all." He gives a terse nod to the other 3 agents huckered along the other side of this steel coffin they call a transport plane. 2 other men and one other woman. 5 operatives in all suited up and salty, ready to rumble. Their HK-418 assault rifles on safety, vertical, barrel down between their knees, each loaded for bear with 5.56 millimeter NATO open-tip rounds. These weapons officially don't exist. Nor do the specialists wielding them, nor does this mission. Loss of life in action carries the field acronym LOL, which is highly appropriate since death is merely a cruel joke to these 5 ghost soldiers.